Can someone become the best in the world without sacrificing everything? That's the big question surrounding Carlos Alcaraz after the premiere of his Netflix docuseries A Mi Manera, My Way. In it, we not only see the most human side of the young tennis prodigy, but also the real concern of his coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero. In a sincere and revealing conversation, Ferrero expresses his deepest doubts. Can Carlitos reach the level of the big three if he doesn't change some habits? Stay with us to discover this story of talent, ambition, and demands. The docuseries My Way shows us the most authentic Carlos Alcaraz, competitive, charismatic, but also very human. Amid training sessions and celebrations, one key moment stands out, a conversation between him and his coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero. The former world number one doesn't hold back. You have to find a balance between vacation, training, and staying motivated. And it's not easy, he tells him. He adds that he often disagrees with his decisions. Carlitos, for his part, admits feeling overwhelmed by pressure and sometimes losing sight of why he plays. He doesn't always enjoy it, and that's why he needs to disconnect. Ferrero reminds him that the path to the top is not meant for those seeking comfort. You have to find your way. But always with professionalism, he says, aware that maturing is not just about improving on the court, but also about knowing when and how to make sacrifices. Ferrero knows Alcaraz has a unique opportunity, but also that if he doesn't surround himself with discipline, he could lose it. The message is clear: if he wants to sit at the table with the greats, like Federer, Nadal, or Djokovic, effort is non-negotiable. Ferrero doesn't hesitate to say he has doubts about whether his pupil can become the greatest of all time with his current approach. Winning 2 Grand Slams in a year is impressive, yes, but maintaining that level for a decade is another story. The truly difficult part, according to him, is not getting there, it's staying there. And for that, talent alone isn't enough. The Valencian coach refers directly to the big three to make clear what he expects from his student. Novak is meticulous with his diet, sleeps as much as he should, trains as much as he should, explains Ferrero, comparing that absolute dedication with what Carlos sometimes lacks. He also mentions Rafa Nadal, his greatest role model, and delivers a phrase that says it all: to be the best in history, you have to be a slave to tennis. Ferrero isn't content with Alcaraz just wanting to enjoy himself. He wants Alcaraz to compete to become the greatest of all time. If his ambition is only to be among the top 15, he says, that's acceptable. But warns that in that case, it would be hard for him to continue as his coach. Their relationship is close, almost like family, but that doesn't stop Ferrero from demanding the maximum. Carlos Alcaraz has what many only dream of: talent, youth, charisma, and a track record already full of success. But he also faces a dilemma: to live to the fullest or to give it all. Juan Carlos Ferrero has placed a mirror in front of him. One that shows the path to the tennis Olympus, but also the sacrifices it entails. The story they are writing together could be legendary, but it depends, more than ever, on what Carlitos decides to do with his present. Who is really the number one in world tennis? While the ATP ranking says it's Jannik Sinner, the records are starting to tilt the scale towards Carlos Alcaraz. The young Spaniard has just achieved a financial milestone on the circuit that places him in a select historical group, surpassing the $40 million mark in prize money. What does this mean in his battle with the Italian? Stay tuned, because this duel between Alcaraz and Sinner goes far beyond the points. The rivalry between Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner has become one of the pillars of modern tennis. Both have made it clear that they are destined to define an era, and their fight for the ATP throne is as intense as it is thrilling. For now, Sinner holds the number one spot, a feat he's achieved thanks to almost impeccable consistency over the past year. Even after a doping sanction that briefly sidelined him from the tour, neither Alcaraz nor Zverev has been able to take that position from him. But while the Italian leads in points, he doesn't lead in everything. Carlos Alcaraz has landed a new blow in this silent battle. With his title in Monte Carlo and his final in the Barcelona Open, the Spaniard has surpassed $40 million in prize money. This figure places him as the 11th tennis player in history to reach that milestone. Legendary names like Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, and Serena Williams are also on that list. Jannik Sinner, on the other hand, has yet to reach that economic level on the tour, reflecting that, while he's more consistent, he hasn't triumphed as often in the most prestigious events. This difference isn't just a statistical detail, it reveals how their trajectories have unfolded. While Sinner has been a model of consistency, Alcaraz has shown on the big stages. The Mercian has conquered Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and other top-level tournaments, which has earned him huge financial rewards and a special place in recent tennis history. Although his inconsistency has cost him the top ranking, his impact on the biggest stages is undeniable. and in many ways, that's worth more than statistical regularity. Additionally, the figure reached by Alcaraz carries symbolic value. Surpassing the $40 million mark in prize money confirms him as an elite figure not just in sports, but in the commercial and media worlds. In comparison, Jannik Sinner, despite his great year, is still on his way to matching that achievement. This could influence public perception and the narrative of modern tennis, where winning the biggest titles continues to be what truly defines the idols. Alcaraz, despite his youth, already figures among those names with historical and economic weight. Carlos Alcaraz may not yet be number one in the world rankings, but he is making it clear that his impact on tennis goes beyond the points. With over $40 million earned, he has entered an elite club reserved only for the greatest. While Sinner demonstrates consistency, Alcaraz shows greatness on the biggest stages. The battle for leadership continues, but with every shot, Carlitos gets closer to that throne. Did you know that Carlos Alcaraz is about to enter the top 10 of tennis players who have earned the most money in history from tournament prize money? At just 21 years old, the Mercian is only a few dollars away from breaking a barrier crossed only by true legends of the sport. Today we'll tell you how he's managed to climb so high in such a short time, who joins him on this millionaire list, and why this could be just the beginning of something even bigger. Tennis Channel recently published an image that sparked a lot of buzz, the updated ranking of the tennis players who have accumulated the most prize money over their careers. In that exclusive list, Carlos Alcaraz already appears in 11th place, with $40,231,787 earned in just 4 years as a professional. The most striking fact is that he only needs $5,000 more to break into the historical top 10, surpassing Romanian player Simona Halep, who has $40,236,618. In other words, even if Carlitos lost in the first round of any tournament, he would still break the barrier and enter the top 10 highest earning tennis players in history. Ahead of him, the names command respect: Pete Sampras, Venus Williams, Daniil Medvedev, Alexander Zverev, Andy Murray, Serena Williams, and of course, the big three. Novak Djokovic leads with nearly $187 million, followed by Rafa Nadal with close to $135 million and Roger Federer with over $130 million. Three legends who dominate not only through titles but also through their earnings on the court. The most impressive part of this achievement is how quickly Alcaraz has reached such heights. At 21, he's already won 4 Grand Slams, several Masters 1000s, and has been world number one. All of this translates not only into trophies but also into a mountain of prize money that propels him toward historic figures. Moreover, if his career continues at this pace, he won't just surpass Halep soon, he could also overtake names like Venus, Sampras, even Zverev or Medvedev in just a few years. The margin is enormous, and the best part? Time is on his side. Of course, it's worth remembering that this is only what he's earned on the court. Add to that endorsement deals, partnerships with brands like Nike, Rolex, or Louis Vuitton, and now even income from documentaries. But what's truly impressive is that he's achieved all this by competing, match after match, on the ATP circuit. Carlos Alcaraz is not just a cemented promise of world tennis, he's already a machine for generating titles, excitement, and millions. About to enter the exclusive group of the 10 highest prize money earners in tennis history, the Mercian continues to prove that his talent pays off. And if he keeps winning at this pace, we might be looking at the future number one, not just in the ATP ranking, but also on the list of the sport's top earners. Did you know that Carlos Alcaraz, besides winning Grand Slams and breaking records on court, is also revolutionizing skincare in sports? That's right. The young Mercian tennis star has taken a new step outside of tennis that says a lot about his mindset, his vision for the future, and his commitment to health. Today we'll tell you how his alliance with pharmaceutical brand Isden came about, what's special about the sunscreen they created together, and why this gesture is more important than it might seem. While the tennis world debated whether Carlos Alcaraz should push himself to compete in the Mutua Madrid Open or save energy for Roland Garros, the Mercian made his decision clear: to take care of his body, his mind, and fully prepare for Paris. But what few expected was that, away from the racket, Alcaraz would surprise with an equally relevant move, launching a product created in collaboration with the Spanish brand Isden. It's called Fusion Water Magic by Alcaraz, a sunscreen specially designed for athletes who spend long hours in the sun, just like him. This isn't just any collaboration. Carlos has been working with Isden for years, since he was a young tennis prospect. Together they've aimed to raise awareness about the importance of skin protection, something many athletes may see as secondary, but that has real long-term effects on performance and health. And the result of this partnership goes beyond a marketing campaign. The sunscreen designed with Alcaraz has unique features. It's sweat resistant, doesn't sting the eyes, leaves no residue, contains vitamin E and hyaluronic acid. And it's environmentally friendly. If sweat gets in your eyes, you're done, said the merchant during the product launch. Simple words, but with undeniable truth for those who stake everything on milliseconds and reflexes. This initiative also sends a clear message about how Alcaraz sees his role in the world of sports. It's not just about winning titles, but about inspiring good habits, leaving a mark, and building something bigger than a trophy collection. And he's doing it at a moment when his maturity starts to challenge the criticisms about his youth or lifestyle. Carlos Alcaraz has shown that he not only takes his game seriously, but also his health and influence as a public figure. While preparing for his assault on Roland Garros, he sends a quiet but powerful message: to be the best, it's not enough to train more, you also have to take better care of yourself. And doing so with awareness, as he has with this sunscreen, says much more about his character than any quick win on court. What do you think of this side of Carlos Alcaraz off the court? Do you think it's important for athletes to also speak about health and responsible habits? Leave us your comment, give us a like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories from the world of sports. See you in the next episode, where we continue to follow the path of the great champions, on and off the court. Until next time.